Usually playing alone.
Yeah.
The chair just broke.
Yay! One finally broke. We've been waiting for these chairs to break for weeks.
This one's been making some weird noises.
I know. They've been creaking on us for a while. We waiting for one to break.
All right. Well,
We were going to buy new chairs when they broke. We thought it'd be really funny if it happened on camera.
nailed it. Nailed it.
Yes. New chairs, new chairs, new chairs.
I can.
Welcome into 10-Minute Warning. I'm Ian.
I'm Harrison.
And this is our first guest star of the offseason, Tay Whiteside, ladies
What's up,
and gentlemen.
guys? Yeah, happy to be here.
Tay is a star of fixing your shit and also of being on TV to fix your stuff.
Yeah.
So we're cussing on this podcast?
Yeah.
Great.
It's explicit.
Yeah, cool.
All the time.
Yeah.
As much as you can.
Fantastic.
Well, okay, Harrison's being a little BoJack Horseman about it, but you know.
Well, as he doesn't cuss, so I don't believe him. You know, he's just trying to set me up. Like, we cuss all the time.
Yeah.
We say all the naughty words and the bad bads.
Great.
Yeah.
Like, darn it.
Fudge.
Yeah. Packer.
Fudge you.
Yeah. All right. I'm already here. You telling me to go fudge myself?
Yeah, you want to fight?
Dude, fudge off.
What the fudge is
Fudge you.
happening?
I want fudge. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Good. Is this normal? This is how they all start?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we just got to drive into it. Usually I've got some agenda or something to get to, but like, you know, it's the off season. We're taking it pretty chill. We've been telling our listeners that usually, so Tay is not a usual sports person. He knows sports, but he's more of a casual fan. He's a really, really busy guy. He's running his own business. He helps his dad with his business. He's doing podcast opportunities for Black Dawgs, Salvage. You've seen the hit TV show DIY Network. Where is it available on streaming?
What, Salvage Dogs?
Yeah, Salvage Dawgs.
I have no idea. The show's not called DIY Network. It's called Salvage Dogs.
Well, it's on DIY
It was
Network.
on the DIY
okay.
Network.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm plugging away.
Yeah. It's not 2 a.m., so Ian's brain isn't working properly. I think it's meant to work at 2 a.m.
It's really late in the day. I saw cars on the road. It was very awkward.
Yeah, again, here
That's
you
a first for you. Right?
Yeah. I've
Seeing
never
cars.
seen cars on my way over here
That
before.
big ball, that bright thing in the sky, that's called the sun.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
a crazy chemical reaction.
I had a message out to somebody important, but I got to cancel that. It was a scientist. I was worried about that sun thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what Tay spends most of his time doing now is his own Lift Arc Studios, custom fabrication with his own YouTube channel. And I guess, is it a YouTube channel podcast? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, I plug myself through the entire length of this podcast. But, yeah, so my company's called Lift Arc Studios. It's a metal fabrication and CNC plasma cutting. And so the YouTube's called Lift Arc Studios, Instagram, Facebook's, it's all, try to keep it all under the same brand, you know, so it's easy to find. But I'm a welder. I'm a metal worker, and I worked at Black Dog Salvage for 16 years, which is my dad's company. It's still going, you know. If you're a Roanoke native, you've heard of Black Dog, so it's still in town. Was on that television show based around Black Dog Salvage called Salvage Dogs. I was on for 8 years. We filmed 11 seasons,
Wow.
143 episodes, but who's counting?
I think you are.
Somebody definitely got paid to count them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the collective hive mind counted them all because we're like, God, they haven't canceled us after 143 episodes.
Yeah. So with Black Dog, obviously,
Yes.
there's a Black Dog.
There are, yeah.
How many Black Dogs have y'all gone through?
Great question.
That's a question I've always wanted to know.
Well, the term "gone through" implies that we like use them up in some way.
You use them for an advertising purpose to sell stuff.
Yeah, and then we flick them to the side when they have joint problems.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or that bridge. They just go over the bridge.
Sure. Yeah.
Don't have to see what happens to them.
Yeah, you don't need to cuss, man. You're dark enough.
Well,
when I cuss words. Yeah.
Harrison's turned all the PETA on us already in like half of the Roanoke Valley.
Hey, I have
Right.
2 dogs. I love them.
Yeah, guys, I'm just happy to be here. No. So, yes, Black Dog was named after a black dog in 99 when Dad founded the company. And Molly was the family dog at that point. Black Lab. I grew up with Molly, so I was the same age as her. And so when she was 13, I was 13, and that's when she passed. But before that, we got Sally, who was the second black dog. And she lived until about 4 years ago. It's 2021, so do the math. And then before Sally passed, I got 2 puppies. One was from the SPCA and one was from an organization called Save a Lab. Always rescue dogs if you
Yes.
have the opportunity.
Both of mine are rescued.
Yes, my only one is rescued.
They're also healthier too. Like you're letting natural selection run its course. You know,
Yeah.
you're not like inbreeding terrible genetic traits just because they look cool. You know, that could be a whole diatribe on its own. I can't stand like designer dogs.
Yeah.
Just leave them out of it. But so the last 2 puppies that we got were mine, in the hopes of carrying the torch, younger generation. But Stella I adopted first, and I was told by the SPCA that she was a black lab female, which is kind of what I was looking for. Showed up, she was not black or a lab. She was a brown pit bull female. But after a 2-week foster program, you kind of a trap. You
That's what happened with our dog Lulu. You can't give them back.
No, because you already like earned some of this dog's trust, and then you're abusing it by giving it dude, I thought this was my forever home. You're not good enough. So of course I couldn't do that.
I fostered my dog Carmen, and now she's a trash gremlin that lives under my bed.
That probably has something to do with you, but
I don't know. She likes to chew on things that I use. So maybe it is something about me.
How long have you had her?
She'll be 2 in April.
So when did you get her? When she was like...
I got her at like 7 weeks because her mom died giving birth, and she was like the end of the litter.
Right.
So they found a home for all the other dogs, and then they took Carmen to the local humane shelter. And so they put out this ad. They were actually at the radio station talking to us. Me and Harrison went on the same day to get dogs. They told us, they were like, all the shelters are full. We need people to foster dogs. So we went like 1 in a row. Yeah. But like we were joking with the sun just now, I'm off a lot earlier from work. I get off work at I go in at like 3 in the morning. I get off by like noon. Yeah. So I went right in, and they were like, I had my mind set on a senior dog. I'd seen it online. Its name was Little Bit. It was going to be funny. It looked like another dog I had at the time.
Right.
A certain person was going to come home and think that I had accidentally gotten 2 dogs somewhere that looked the same. It was going to be pretty funny. But then I walked in, and they said, "You want a puppy?" And then that was it. They handed me the puppy, and I left.
Understandable.
Yeah. It was done.
The reason I asked how old, though, is that, it's 7 weeks. It's pretty impressionable. They don't really have any bad habits or anything yet. So without being too offensive, whatever behavior problem she develops afterwards is in part your responsibility.
Oh, well, no, don't get me wrong. I would definitely want her to be a trash gremlin,
Oh, well, mission accomplished then. Yeah.
She guards. People don't come into the house and think this is a place I want to mess with. Something's roaming around here destroying random objects. It puts fear in them.
And you just tell everyone you have a pit bull.
Yeah, that's true. She's part pit, so people will be afraid.
Yeah.
I'll just use their stereotype against them.
Sure. You're weaponizing your own dog. It's great.
Yeah. Well, so far this podcast, we've had a bunch of dogs thrown off a bridge, and now we're turning them into weapons, so it's really batting 1,000.
I'm just reacting, man. I'm just hitting your ball back to you.
So can I ask you about, from a non-sports perspective, watching the Super Bowl? There's been a lot of people who I know that are sports people that said they were really bored. They didn't like it. Was it boring? Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty boring.
Yeah.
So like my entire friend group was essentially reluctantly getting together for Super Bowl night. Like we'd use the Super Bowl as an excuse to hang out. It wasn't like there was Spike. Like one of our friends was like,
shout out to Spike,
super excited to watch the game, and he was like standing in my living room looking at the TV eating wings, and the rest of us were just drinking and hanging out and talking, and every now and again something would happen, and then we're like, oh cool,
I would have been Spike.
they did a thing. Yeah.
We would have been right next to Spike on each side like subwoofers. We would have just been like right on the side.
Yeah.
And I love it, man. Like I understand how the game works. Like I grew up, one of my best friends was a religious football family, so like every Sunday night was game night, and we were hanging out and we'd eat and all that. But I just don't, it's not my thing. But it's, I think because of how little I watch, it makes it, I think the last game I watched was probably the last Super Bowl. So it makes it interesting in that respect. Like, oh, I haven't seen this game played in a year. Cool. They're still playing it.
Yeah. Did you watch the one with the Falcons and the Patriots a couple years ago?
I think so. Yeah, I've probably watched it.
That was the one where Tom Brady had like a big comeback. It was like 28-3, and then he came back. It was like the most exciting one in recent memory by far, including the one where my team won. It was much more exciting than that.
Very.
Yeah, I'm
his
sure
team
I was.
lost.
Oh,
to mine in the Super Bowl.
Well,
we
that-
can bring it up
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
Oh, it's only
But I
5
beat
years
him in
old.
fantasy football last year.
That doesn't matter.
So he
helps.
beat you in real sports, and you beat him in fake sports.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it.
I'm just trying to put 2 and 2 together here. Yeah. I mean, a win is a win. Is a win is a win.
I got money from it, so he only has
That and
bragging
it was
rights.
real money, right?
It was real money.
All right,
He
real-
only has bragging rights.
I have pride.
So he got
I
real
tried.
real
I
money
felt
from
pride.
a fake sport, and you got no money
I
from a real
spent
sport.
money
to buy a jersey.
to buy a jersey and a Super Bowl shirt and really any memorabilia I could get my hands
so
on.
he's out $100. I'm up $100.
Yeah, did that make the team play better?
No, but it made me feel good.
Yeah,
They've sucked
about the
ever since.
loss.
I've worn that shirt so much more than any other shirt I own.
Good. Well, you're getting your money's worth.
And it is a well fit. I mean, in hundreds being pretty generous.
Is it made of dollar bills?
Oh, no, I wish.
Yeah.
I would totally pay for that upgrade.
Right.
I'd wear that shirt one time and then get robbed probably. But, you know.
It is a bad. It's a lure for thieves, I would imagine.
They say don't leave your purse on the dash. I think that takes it a step further.
Don't put your money on your shirt. Yeah.
Don't leave your purse on the dash. Don't wear your cash.
That's what I've always heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the old wives'
my
tale.
grandfather's
life
last
motto.
words. Yeah.
Tattooed on my butt.
Yeah. Prove it.
Please don't. There's not enough space.
Sorry, Ian.
The white,
I wanted to have to be in the middle.
I have to adjust the white balance on the camera.
We would.
So let me ask you this. This is the kind of crazy thing I kind of messaged you about. And I'm fully expecting you to have either a really elaborate answer or you're going to have a really short answer. Because I feel like you always explain yourself really well. And I've always asked you 2 types of questions. No, duh, Ian, why did you ask me that question? And all right, now that's a thinker. So we were talking about taking a Lombardi Trophy, right? And like, what would be the simplest way for somebody to make one of those on their own, just to make one like it?
To make a 3D representation of it.
Yeah, not even necessarily metal, because obviously once we got into really shaping metal, then we don't have that kind of time for you to explain that. That would be a whole
Sure.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I would start with a football, right? Isn't there a football on top?
Yeah.
So like, find a model football of sorts, and then it's like I guess a square pyramid underneath it. There's 4 sides, and they kind of come up
Yeah.
to a point underneath it. So
And then it's just a base. It's really not a complex trophy. They should try harder.
There's not even a
what's
base
the
to it.
base? Doesn't it just go down?
Yeah, it just
To
goes
hold
down.
it. Well, a base just to hold it, right? So
In
you
the
can sit
video
and
I
flip.
saw of
No?
Tom Brady
No,
throwing it
it-
from boat to boat. It
Oh,
looked
that's
like-
right. It does. It just
It
goes
just
straight down.
to
Yeah.
where it holds it up.
Take that.
Aren't
Mike.
you the sports guy?
I don't win trophies. How many times do you think the Super Bowl ends and I'm sober enough to see them get a trophy?
Dude, but it's the trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I'm tired.
Yeah, aren't we all? No, yeah, I would take. I mean, so with there's a lot of tricks you can do in like set design and faux finishes and stuff. You know, so you could take like a Nerf football and cut maybe 4 pieces of cardboard. You probably have to template it out or maybe make a few measurements to start with. And then you could tape them to start, or then you could hot glue them together and cut out a little piece for the football to sit in and glue it all together. And then spray paint, man.
Just spray painted chrome.
Metallic,
Oh, okay.
metallic chrome,
I
like
was waiting
spray
for all
paint.
this welding and stuff that you would do to it.
No, well, okay, so I could make a metal one, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, you'd have
I
to.
felt like an idiot
The
when
hardest
you said
part,
football,
honestly,
but-
would be making a metal football.
Yeah, that's true because that would be such a hard shape to weld, right? I mean, like to
I don't know
shape.
how I would do it, honestly, because you think about it like an airship, right? If you've seen pictures of the Hindenburg, it's made in like sections.
Right.
Like a watermelon.
Yeah.
If you look at the outside of a watermelon, it's got stripes the long way. Imagine each one of those stripes is like an individual strip of metal. So that's one way to do it. But then, I don't know. Yeah, that sort of compound cone shape in metal is really hard to make. So I would try to buy a metal football and then make the stand.
Metal football.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a 10-minute warning now, so start building. You got 10 minutes.
I'm about to say, you're the one that asked me how to build a Lombardi Trophy. And we're out of time. Thanks for it. It's
He
like,
just starts.
it's like, dude, I'm never coming back here again. No.
Yeah, the new theme of the podcast is we give people 10 minutes to do something they didn't know they had to do or have the supplies to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Harris said, "I told you this was a bad idea."
Damn it.
The best part about that is that it felt like you were like tell me in detail how to build this. And you were like, and we're out of time. And I'm like, I haven't even started to really think this through. In fairness, you did ask me to think about this beforehand.
Well, the football is what was going to get me, because when you said Nerf ball spray painted, I thought, duh. Why didn't I think of that? Because I was thinking the whole time, how do you make a metal football? Because the only type of outside of the metalwork I've seen you do, I've seen very little. And it just always seems like when I notice it, it's something like somebody's put a leg on a table or something, and it's very obviously just zzz, they just metaled it. You could feel where it's all melted together.
Yeah.
And so like outside of that, I was thinking, okay, so if that's how right angles are meeting, and like how do you do the circle? How do you do the
I just
oval?
thought you heat it up and like melt it a little bit. And then
Kind of like glass, like when people blow glass. See, that was what happened in my mind. But then I thought, okay, now I'm starting to feel a little bit like this is an Iron Man.
But I don't think you can
like,
liquefy metal.
cutaway.
I mean, you probably can.
You
but
100% can.
But it would have to be super hot, right?
Yeah. You're closer. So, yeah, you can move metal two ways, brute force or heat, and then less force. Heat just makes it move easier.
Yeah.
Though, now I'm curious how the actual Lombardi Trophy would be made. That'd be kind of cool to see. But you can stretch metal. So there's tools out there like an English wheel, for example, is a tool made for rolling sheet metal through it. And over time, because of the way the wheels are shaped, it starts to create a curve. So if you look at like motorcycle fenders and stuff like that, most of those are probably stamped in a factory because they're mass produced. But like guys like Jesse James or custom bike builders, they'll take a flat sheet of metal and roll it through certain tools to start giving it different profiles and shapes. So if I had to guess, the easiest, it's still not easy, it's skills that I haven't even learned, but you would probably make the football in two halves. So therefore, I mean, if you imagine cutting a football in half, now you're left with sort of a gravy boat kind of shape.
You don't
so
have
you
to
just
go
need to
all the
make
way.
two of those, or you could cut it in quarters and then try to do that math. But yeah, I mean, it would be, tricks that like old hot rodders know how to do, like making sheet metal fenders and things like that for the football. And then of course the stand being that it's I think the term is rectangular pyramid, square pyramid, a pyramid with four sides.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah.
I wasn't good with shapes.
Yeah.
I was bad with pyramids.
It's like this. What is that?
That's a circle? Triangle?
What is that?
Oh.
I don't know what just happened. I feel like you guys picked up on a joke that I wasn't even trying to make.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, wait, yeah. Yeah, so if anyone knows how the actual Lombardi Trophy is, I would
Please
like
comment.
to. Yeah.
Now I understand why that woman was so mad who helped make the Lombardi Trophy. She was mad at Tom Brady for tossing
throwing it?
Yeah.
Oh, is that really a story?
Yeah.
Oh, tell me more.
I've never heard from her before.
Yeah.
Who is
she's
she? I want to know her whole story.
You knew the lady that made the trophy this whole time, and you're just bringing it up?
You should have her on next.
I'm getting on Twitter.
Yeah, and see how wrong I was. Yeah.
We actually have her in the closet. Come on out. No,
Yeah.
So was that the whole thing? She was just really mad that he was throwing it?
She's like the granddaughter or daughter of the original maker of it. And she got really mad because they put so much time and effort, and it's like real silver. And
Has there only been one the whole time?
no, they make one every year.
Oh, okay. So there's 50-something Lombardi.
55 now.
It's not like the Stanley Cup.
Right. Because there is only, there's like, there's been like 3 Stanley Cups. Maybe.
Oh, there was only one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
They might have had to replace it a couple times because of what's happened to it.
It
Things
gets
that have been done.
gnarly.
Yeah.
yeah. The Stanley Cup it has seen some. If it could talk,
That's the coolest trophy tradition. We were talking about this last week. That's the coolest thing. I wish that they would do that with the Lombardi, but it's like
Well, didn't they? I mean, how was Tom able to throw it?
they have it for the victory parade. That was like a victory boat parade.
Awesome.
But
Yeah.
like, there's 53 people on the roster, and with COVID, there was even more. So if you wanted to give them each the trophy for a week, they'd be into the season playing, trying to get a new trophy. Maybe by the time they got their turn, just because there are only 52 weeks in a year.
Right.
So that would be a real like if you're like the backup kicker, you're not getting a chance with the trophy.
Yeah, but as a backup kicker, you already know you're not getting the Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm the emergency punter.
Hey,
Mike.
welcome back. So yeah, you know how to make it now, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think I might try to make one day. If we really run out of guests, we'll just do a podcast where I try to make one on camera. We'll just do a YouTube video.
It'd be great. Or we could do that like like a William Osmond version where we just make it out of like balsa wood and cardboard, and you have 5 minutes to do it.
You had me
or
until
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. You have to have 10 minutes.
We got to
Dude.
keep the gimmick.
Let's do that. We should have brought like chopsticks and hot glue and see who could make like the best Lombardi Trophy ever.
Chopsticks, hot glue, and small Nerf
We
balls.
each get a Nerf football.
Yeah.
I like to use Cheerios, but
Hey,
y'all
whatever-
can do chopsticks.
Whatever, man. Yeah, it's a lot more hot glue.
If we really do it, then we should really make Harrison use Cheerios.
100%.
He won't
Yeah.
even get 1/4 of the wall up. He won't even get one wall
He'd be
up.
eating half of them too. Just
Yeah.
like one for you.
Just halfway
3
through, I
for me.
start eating.
You start hearing
Yeah.
milk pour over the mic.
He's just over there eating.
He's given up on it. He's just having cereal now.
Although you could save it with the box. You cut that box in half and cut the
That's
middle
what I'm
out.
talking about. You stole my secret.
That was the secret.
Performance
He didn't want the
enhancing
Cheerios,
drugs.
He just wanted the box.
Yeah.
Oh, you get everything that comes with the Cheerios?
It's resourceful.
Oh,
But
I
Even
want,
the coupon that comes on top of it.
I want to use Tim the Toolman
Box top.
Taylor.
Box up.
yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I want to use Tim the Toolman Taylor. Do I get everything he comes with?
Great.
I'd probably lose.
Yeah. It was Tim the Toolman. Yeah.
He was the worst. I picked the worst Toolman I could
He'd
think
lose
of.
a few fingers, but
Peter Griffin would do better.
Yes.
So, Tay,
yeah.
I've got a lot of football questions that I don't want to ask him.
Hit me, man. Like, what do you guys normally talk about?
So, there's this guy named DeShaun Watson. Have you heard of him?
You talk about him every episode?
No, but he's been a hot topic lately.
Oh, okay. What'd he do?
He's a quarterback that's really good for Houston. Like he led the league in passing yards, but their team only won 4 games. So he wants a trade. He wants to be on a better team. So a lot of teams are
Someone
trying
who
to.
can do something with the ball.
So like the Panthers, a bunch of teams like the Broncos, like it's every team that doesn't have Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady is trying to get this Deshaun Watson.
Dude, Mahomes was swimming upstream. He would get nailed. Perfect pass would come out of nowhere, and then just
Nobody
got
would catch it.
Completely
Yeah.
fumbled.
That was
right
our
off
whole
the
talk
face
last-
mask like
That was
twice.
our whole talk.
We don't have to get into it.
Well, we just like that you're saying exactly what we were just saying on the last episode because people were trying to blame the offensive line, and we were like, no, the line, they could have done better, but he was hitting the receivers in the face and in the hands.
Well,
They just wouldn't catch it.
The offensive line is supposed to keep the defensive line away from the quarterback, right?
Yep.
Well,
So they could have done a way better
I was
job.
about to say theoretically they weren't doing so well.
No.
No.
But what we're saying is
But
he
there
still
was-
got the
he had-
ball there, and
yeah.
they should have caught it.
No help downrange.
No.
Yeah.
You can't have a guy making crazy 21st century Fox produced throws like that. And then have the guys over there catching it just be like, I need another take. Like, it did not work.
Had he made that throw and the guy actually caught it, it would have been replayed.
I'd be
forever.
drunk right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I would have been drunk for weeks after
Yeah.
the Super Bowl. I'd be so upset.
I am drunk right now.
That explains that Uber.
Thank God. Me too.
Yeah. We can all be ourselves here. Honestly, too, man, how nerve-wracking must it be to be playing at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I know, like, it's you should be a professional athlete and be able to perform at any stage, but
But I would give that to the Bucks. That they were probably nervous. The Chiefs had just been there the year before.
Yeah, most of the Chiefs team had just been in the last Super Bowl.
Got
The
it.
Bucks,
Yeah.
without I almost called him Tampa Brady. Without Tom Brady, they weren't even like in the playoffs last year. So that whole team, I mean, outside
out
of
of
the
nowhere.
yeah. He brought people to Tampa though that knew how to like win.
Right.
I mean, Gronk, Antonio Brown, but
Fournette.
Dude, how-
No, I mean, I said people that knew how to win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
how drunk do you think? We saw how drunk Tom got. How drunk do you think Gronk got?
I
Oh.
don't think Gronk gets drunk.
I think he stays drunk.
Yeah, it's just that's his normal.
That's
Yeah.
I think
Like, it's just a permanent condition at this
Yeah.
point.
But you couldn't tell.
Because it's
It's
a
permanent. It's
constant.
just his
yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Gronk was a WWE champion and a Super Bowl champion in
He
the same
was.
year. So he definitely gets drunk.
Dude, that makes a lot of sense. He's
Yeah.
got like that professional wrestler kind of IQ.
Yeah.
Like he's not splitting atoms. You know what I mean? Like
No, he's trying to split footballs.
he's hitting stuff with heavy stuff.
He just likes to spike a football.
Yeah,
That's it.
Real hard.
Yeah.
How many footballs do you think he spiked into the water at the boat parade?
Too many. People would be like,
Yeah.
please spike this for me. I need a photo.
Oh wait, that was my girlfriend. Yes.
That was the first Lombardi. Now they're really mad.
Well, he's the reason the other Lombardi for the Patriots is dented.
Really?
Yeah, he dropped it.
He hit his head against
Yeah.
it.
He thought it was edible. He thought it was one of those chocolate footballs you got for winning.
Because that happens all the time.
Yeah, those are the only kind I get. Like I said, I don't get trophies.
Yeah. Except in 5th grade when I got a chocolate football. Yeah.
Just those chocolate eggs and then on little tiny cardboard
those
stands.
chocolate eggs.
Those are pretty good, right?
No.
The Kinder chocolate eggs with the cream in the middle.
Yeah, I hate those.
Wow,
Really?
we're getting a really mixed
Hate 'em.
opinion on the eggs.
Yeah.
Hate them.
Yeah, that's all right. We don't need to do a 10-minute
No,
warning on that.
no.
You're just wrong, but that's okay.
Outvoted.
Yeah. Oh, there's a wrong and a right button.
Yes.
Cool.
Correct.
Do you guys just use them for each other?
Usually during the season we do trivia.
Oh, all right.
So I will quiz Harrison on trivia, and this lets him know if he's right or wrong in the most obnoxious way possible.
Yeah.
It's good. It gives the people out there, it clues them in.
Exactly.
I'm bad at trivia all around, but I could not imagine a worse area of trivia for me than sports trivia. So,
That's why we did not prep any trivia questions this week. Sorry, guys.
I wouldn't even have anything close to a clue for the answer, unless it was like, how do you score points in football? Real basic. And even then, it's like a toss-up.
I should have came up with really easy football questions and then really complicated building questions and had Harrison answer the building questions and have you answer the football questions.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, you have to ask him a building question, and I'll ask you a football question because we didn't have time to come up with it because
All
I
right.
just thought of it.
How far apart are studs in a wall?
8 inches.
Nope.
No.
Oh, sorry. I was like hanging on to the answer. I'm like, what is it?
16 inches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You only got half studs in your house.
Yeah.
This thing's gonna fall.
Oh, wait, yours are only 8 inches apart?
I was just
No,
joking.
I don't know.
You said it. I'm like, I could be half studs. I don't know. I'm not like a vintage building expert.
Okay. If the offense is on their 1 yard line
Uh-huh.
and the defense is able to tackle them in their own end zone, what is that called? It results in 2 points and the other team gets the ball.
Turnover?
All right, I'll give you three guesses. Ready? All right. Touchback, safety, interception.
I was going to say touchback, but that happens on a punt. You catch it farther than
Yeah,
the
kickoff.
end zone, right?
Yep, kickoff.
So safety. Nice.
He did it.
Yeah, but you gave me better chance than he had.
Yeah, you're a guest.
Hell yeah.
The one constant theme with our trivia is that Harrison always gets the worst end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
I
All right.
usually win, though. I probably won more than I lost.
Yeah, because he's usually playing alone.
Yeah.
The chair just broke.
Yay! One finally broke. We've been waiting for these chairs to break for weeks.
This one's been making some weird noises.
I know. They've been creaking on us for a while. We wait for one to break.
All right. Well,
We were going to buy new chairs when they broke. We thought it'd be really funny if it happened on camera.
nailed it. Nailed it.
Yes! New chairs, new chairs, new chairs.
I can sit like half.
You
We're
want
good.
my chair?
No, we're fine. Adapt and overcome. Yeah. It's
Oh,
just
man.
nice, real nice operation you guys got
The
going
chair-
on here.
I can't believe the chair bit took longer than the actual football season. That's what gets me.
You guys started cheering as if you had sabotaged my chair.
No,
Is that-
we were hoping mine would break. I'm
Oh.
right in the middle.
We can arrange that.
Look, there's so much space between this part right here. It literally looks like it's about to break. No, oh, you fixed it. Now I'm never going to fall.
You want to have the second chair go out? You don't have to. There'll be nothing left of the podcast if you go out.
I just don't, we just need to get new chairs. And Harrison was like, well, these will break one day. I said, all right, well, let's see how long it takes them to break.
What's today?
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Well, good.
Ugh.
Do I get to keep this chair as a souvenir?
Sure, I don't care. Yeah. We didn't want it.
I don't want it either.
Yeah. Damn. Now we got to get rid of both the chairs.
Yeah. Walmart, here we come.
Can we go?
Oh, wow.
Can we go? Don't plug. We're not
Big-
going
big-
to Walmart.
Big spender.
We're not going to Walmart.
Insert generic big box store here.
Until Walmart wants to pay us, we won't be seen dead there. How about that? I won't be seen dead in Walmart until a very small amount of money is slipped into our bank account. Like, really not a lot. I'm easy to buy.
Have you tried filling out that survey at the bottom of the receipt? You can win $100.
Oh, that would do it. That's enough. That's enough right there.
They circle it for you when you go in there.
Here, selling out. Boom. There it went.
Yeah. Yeah, my price is a lot lower than I'm with you. A lot lower than most would think. Yeah.
It's like, okay,
I'll do
care.
a lot for $50.
There's
Right?
You know
more,
what I mean? Like,
there's more pride to saying Walmart sponsored you than the actual money itself.
Excuse me, sir. I don't think so. I don't want Walmart as a sponsor. Walmart's out. I want Target or something.
I don't
Trendy.
care. Whatever.
bougie.
Bougie, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking $7 coat hangers, not $6 coat hangers.
Yeah. I mean, you got to earn a Target sponsorship, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got to start
Walmart
somewhere.
just gives them out.
Let's kidnap
I'm
that.
honestly surprised you don't have a Walmart sponsorship.
Let's kidnap that dog with the bullseye. Then
Dude,
they'll have to
this
do
is
what
the
we want.
third time you're harming dogs in this whole
No,
episode. It's been 15 minutes.
It's going to be a harmless kidnapping.
He was throwing him off the bridge.
Well, his was
You're
a little less
kidnapping
harmless.
him.
Yeah. At least I only had one problem.
I have Kongs full of peanut butter for the kidnapping, though.
It's for dogs, right? That's not your.
I'll even give them
it's
some,
not
yeah.
your midnight snack.
I'll even give them some, yeah.
It just gets the peanut butter out of the middle.
If you walked in and somebody was just like a human was just licking a Kong, would you stay in that room to talk to them about whatever it was, or were you leaving immediately?
Yeah. Do I have to answer that question? I'm staying and talking to them the whole time.
I'm getting the fuck out of there.
I was going to say, you drove 40 minutes to get something that only this person has. You walk in, they say, just have a seat, I'll be right with you. And
No.
you can clearly see them licking a Kong in their office, and then they come out like,
Or they're in the off. They're like sitting at like dressed for work at a desk. Like,
yeah, with a clear window where you can see obviously what they're doing. There's
job
no
interview.
privacy.
is this in their house? This is a crazy work from home situation. Have I walked into a corporate building and the CEO is licking peanut butter out of a Kong ball?
I'm
That's
just
who I
trying
would
to tell you
expect.
about the one time I went too deep past the New River Valley. No, I'm just kidding. That never happened to me.
I don't even know what that means.
Like when you go too deep down south past the NRV, you get to some really small towns. You can get into some stuff. Some
Yeah,
weird stuff.
drugs,
I don't know. I just see people
dog
licking.
fights.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
Dog fights.
All right, now we got to end it.
All right, that's
Come on, come on, meow.
and the cops are outside.
Yeah. I love dogs. For anybody who
Yeah, we all
is
love
doubtful.
dogs. We're
Yeah.
actually going to change the name of the podcast to I Love Dogs.
We actually love dogs. That's the name of the podcast.
We actually, love
Yeah,
dogs.
Yeah.
We could be the first podcast to get sponsored by PETA.
Like reluctant, like because they have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, it's all a joke.
Does PETA have money to give?
No, it's like that thin bread stuff, you know?
Yeah.
You can like toast it and we'll figure
Do
it
they
out.
have nothing
in
but
the Suzuki
organic,
sauce.
non-GMO treats?
Oh, PETA?
Yeah.
I don't. Do they even make treats?
No idea.
That's
They
good.
should.
Take a note. You got research to do. We'll come back. We'll answer all these questions on the next one.
All right, we're coming back with our PETA wrap-up. PETA wrap-up podcast coming up next week.
PETA Pocket.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest dog name you've ever heard?
I love when dogs have like human names, like Jeff or Steve.
So you
That
like
always
human
makes me
names?
laugh.
You like human names, but like shorthand human names.
Like shorter, yeah, like Frank. You know.
Like if they said that's Bartholomew the Third, you'd be
Get
like,
the
that's
fuck
too much.
out of here. Yeah, enough. That's ridiculous. This is Sir. Yeah,
Sir
enough.
Wiggles.
Yeah,
you're
I mean, my ex-girlfriend named her cat Sir Winston Churchill.
Oh no.
God.
I don't need to say anything. Exactly what I thought.
It's, when I got a bulldog, everyone, like every other person said you have to do Winston Churchill. I'm like, but then he'll have the same name as all the other bulldogs he meets.
Dude, yeah, and his name is Winston. Like, you have to say this name all the time.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like Winston or Bartholomew. Get the hell out of here, man. Like, Frank! You know, you want to be able to scream your dog's name.
The
across
artist
room.
formerly known as Rasputin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the artist formerly known as Rasputin. Where are you?
Dude, that makes me so mad. Yeah.
That's not my dog's name, if that makes you feel any better.
No, whoever that imaginary person is, I want to hurt them. Yeah.
They're going to get imaginary
Yeah.
messed up.
Yeah, man, keep it simple. Frank, Sam, you know. And also get a real dog that's like a dog sized, you know. If you can punt, this is a Ron White joke, but if you can punt the dog over a fence, there's 5.
Yeah.
It's not a real dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once
No, I
we get
agree.
to
Like
10,
if it
the
bounces
warning's
like, yep. I mean, my grandmother had like 5 Bichons. You know what those are? Like,
Yeah.
They're like this big and they're white and curly.
they've all got that haircut.
Yeah. They have like their dirty ass mouth hair, you know, that never gets cleaned, and
Yeah.
like their eyes are in there somewhere. And you walk in and like your whole, if you're not wearing long pants, your ankles just get nipped at and licked for like an hour until they calm down. And then it's like, oh, gotta go. Can't wait to do this again tomorrow. Like,
I enjoyed it. Yeah. My problem is that my dog's bigger and thinks that she's small, so she wants to jump on everybody. So I've been trying to correct that.
How hard though have you been trying to correct that?
How hard have I been trying, or how hard is it, or how well is it working?
The first one.
I'd say that I'm definitely giving it a 7 out of 10. I'd say
All right.
7 out of 10.
That's big for you.
Yeah, that's a lot of effort.
You're giving this podcast like a 5 out of 10.
I mean, barely. I almost went to the wrong house, and they looked inviting, and I've only been here 100
Hey, you guys
times.
want to do a podcast?
They said, well, he does have the mics.
They're also recording a podcast. You get halfway through their podcast before you're like, wait,
Well, that's why we bought.
there's
this
no
house.
bell.
Yeah.
That's why you bought the
whole
house?
street is full of podcasts.
Yeah, this is Podcast
Dude,
Avenue.
Yeah.
Podcast Alley.
Yeah.
Somebody, this wasn't my idea, so I'm going to credit him. Katie Nolan.
You don't have to credit them.
Katie Nolan's Twitter bio says, I too have a podcast. And I think that's the best way to describe it. Everybody's trying to get one of these things.
Yeah, but the best part is if it sucks, it won't work.
Right.
Like there's like a litmus, it's like there's an equalizer in it.
Uh-huh.
Like everyone can make a podcast fine, but they're not all going to be good.
True.
The cream rises to the top for sure.
It's sort of like music making, no? I mean, like
Yeah.
anyone could start a SoundCloud.
I can bang on my,
Yeah.
play the drums on my knee, but you're not going to want to pay to see that unless I get really good at it.
I
But,
mean, if you get really good at it, some
Slapping,
parkour
that's the type
enthusiast.
of music.
dude, it for sure is. Yeah, I've seen disturbing videos of this old guy on it. Have you seen that where he's like,
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just slapping.
it makes me really
Use
mad.
your body
Yeah.
as the instrument.
Why does that make you mad?
Because there's a whole crowd of people that paid to go see that. Like an arena. That's what makes me mad.
Have you ever seen Shaky Graves? Have you heard of him?
I've heard of them.
So the thing that got him famous, at least in my eyes, the first time I heard about him was that he'll do a little loop with his guitar, but he's playing the guitar, and his drum section is him hitting a kick drum on a suitcase.
Was he like a busker when he started? Like playing on the streets?
That's what it looks like. That's the idea he's going for.
He was like offered a real kick drum. He's like, I just love the suitcase, man.
I've just been seeing him on music festival lineups, and then he's just slowly started climbing in popularity up the list. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
if you're gonna keep going, at least he's going up.
Does he bring a suitcase? Like, has he played venues?
Yeah.
And the
yeah.
suitcase is on the stage?
Yeah.
Wow.
I saw the suitcase at a DC show, I
The
believe.
suitcase, yeah.
The suitcase, because it becomes that thing. It's like for Queens of the Stone Age, they'll do some music where he uses like random electrical. He'll use like 1800s equipment and record the sound, and then that's the instrument. Just like crazy stuff like that.
Dude, shout out Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah.
I love Queens of the Stone Age.
That new album was pretty good. The last one that came out, or the last one I heard. I don't keep track of.
Yeah,
all of
it
them.
stayed dirty. They didn't soften like a lot of newer bands.
No, they didn't.
Kept some of that dirty grunge that they got so well known for.
And as he gets older, it's probably easier for his voice to stay low.
Yeah, probably. That dude's crazy, man. I can't remember his name, but I've seen him on a few podcasts, and he's really interesting guy.
I saw him live in a super group in 2010. It was a super group called it was Them Crooked Vultures is the name of the band. It
I've heard
was
of them.
it was Josh Homme singing and playing guitar.
That's his name. Yeah.
It was Dave Grohl on drums,
Yeah.
and it was John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin on bass and on piano.
Is this that thing that Dave Grohl did a while ago?
They
where
did it for like a year.
Yeah. It was called Reel to Reel.
No. So that was
That was that whole session he did with that Neve console from Sound City.
Yes. So
and
that
all
was
that.
that was a Foo Fighters thing.
That
but
was
he
cool.
brought in some of those other people too. This was literally just he took a break from Foo Fighters, and you could tell he was on break because I show up, right? And throughout the show, Dave Grohl is pounding beers because he's just drumming. He doesn't have to sing as much.
Right.
So he is, literally pounding beers.
Cool.
Josh Homme had a thing of vodka, a handle,
Yeah.
that was literally half full by the end of the show. He drank half the
He was
handle
on
of
stage
vodka,
with a handle of vodka.
drinking it while playing. And meanwhile, John Paul Jones was 70 years old at the time, so he of course is at his piano with his bass and like a cup of water.
Yeah, looking at all these young kids, like, guys, can't we keep it together for one song?
All these guys in their late 30s, early 40s are getting trashed, but then the guy in his 70s is like, I'm just gonna, just have a little water.
Yeah, makes sense, dude. Have you been 70?
No, not yet.
It sounds awful.
I've been putting it off.
Yeah, right.
I'm waiting for them to make a CGI remake.
I'm gonna put it off another 52 years.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait another at least 80.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You're a young guy.
I'm hoping like Patrick Mahomes rushing yards, I'll just go backwards in age.
Got him. Zinger.
Boom.
All right, so is that all we have to podcast about?
I think so.
Okay.
Wait, that's it?
Going on your
How long do you
tangent
guys
about
normally
music.
go?
I don't know. We just go until it feels natural. We don't try to force it. We just let it happen.
Well, let me be the first to say none of this has felt natural, and all of it felt forced.
That's excellent.
I'm just kidding.
Positive reinforcement.
Yeah, right. Oh, you're supposed to go out on a good note.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. All right. I'm Ian,
I'm Harrison.
I'm Tay.
and we're out.